lanes of bowling. Golf Simply.
You got to do that. Take care of that.
State-of-the-art arcade for kids and adults. You'll love their great restaurant and bars with craft beers and a full kitchen menu. Deep Square Entertainment is available for birthday parties and corporate events. The only entertainment destination in South Jersey with movies, bowling, arcade, restaurant, and bar. You can spend the whole day at Deep Square Entertainment, 3801 Route 9 in Rio Grande, right off Parkway Exit 4B. Online at squaretheaters.com. It's the coolest time of the year to stay and play in Atlantic City during the Tinseltown Holiday Experience. Celebrate with festive tree lightings and events, holiday shows, spectacular pop-up experiences, and the Winter Wonderland Parade on December 7th. Explore the holiday market in Gingerbread Village and sip your way through the Cocktail Trail. Photograph all of the holiday happenings at actinseltown.com. Sponsored by New Jersey CRDA.
Hey, great song.
News Talk 1492.3 WOND welcomes you back to the AC Mike Show. Call in and join the conversation at 609-927-1100. And now, here's AC.
Hey, what's happening, folks? Welcome back to the show. We are here midday at the Hard Rock Hotel Casino Studio, Atlantic City. Listen, noon till 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we're talking with one of my favorite people in the whole wide country. Here in what we do at the radio. Guys taught me a thing or two as well. Frankie Morano, what's happening?
AC Mike, thank you for having me on, man. It is great to talk with you.
Como sta? Listen, man, let's jump into it right away. First of all, thank you for getting up, doing what you're doing, because I know you got that overnight, those hours. Frankie, the election, what's going on? I see the mayor of New York talking a little bit too that they better straighten out what's going on because we want to move this country and city forward. And the guy sitting in Washington in June, a few short weeks, wants to get it straightened out as well. Talk to us about that. I know it's a double there, but get us in.
Well, I'll add another layer. I think it's actually a triple, given the news item that the good folks over at the WOND news team just did at the top of the hour, having to do with Governor Hochul bringing congestion pricing. And if you ever come to visit New York City, and this is going to affect you and everyone else in South Jersey as well. Couple things. One, as far as the election goes, I'm thrilled that it was over on election night. And we didn't have to endure 36 days.
How about that?
Fights and uncertainty and not knowing who's going to win. Two, I think it's really wonderful how gracious President Biden was in welcoming President Trump to the White House yesterday. Saying he's going to pledging his help for a smooth transition. And I think honestly it shows how a lot of the vitriol and a lot of the rhetoric from President Biden, from a lot of other folks close to Kamala Harris about portraying President Trump as Hitler and fascist. I think it was all nonsense. I think they never really believed that he was Hitler because President Biden didn't exactly greet President Trump at the White House yesterday as if Hitler was about to take the reins of government. Very gracious, quite a gracious transition. But I think that in terms of everything else, the issue locally is you have to deliver for people.
Right.
I think that this is a reflection. Bernie Sanders said this and others that the Democrats really just didn't deliver for them. And I think that was reflected in the result. And I'm not surprised. Look, I'm surprised that it was such a mandate. I didn't expect Trump to win every single swing state and the popular vote. But I'm not surprised that voters rejected the essential concept of democracy is on the ballot and
right.
know what the campaign is about. And yet, the people that we're talking about bread and butter issues that folks are concerned with, crime, immigration, everything else, that people. And I'm really disappointed to see Governor Hochul trying to ram through congestion pricing at the 11th hour for people that want to drive into Manhattan at a time when New York City is already struggling to get people coming to Manhattan.
Right, to get people to come back and continuously, visit, and whether it's the shows, the restaurants, as well as work. I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous. And to your point earlier on, if that were the case, President-elect Trump, Hitler or whatnot, I think it would have been a setup that he was coming in to be greeted by Biden, and there would have been a hit squad waiting for him instead of a handshake and a big, beautiful, cozy fire. To your point again, Frankie, with the election, and we can move on. Being of Hispanic descent, American. First of all, I talked to a lot of my relatives, and some are from Cuba, some are from other places, as well as Puerto Rico. And listen, none of it resonated. Talking with some, and some Dems, some independents, some Republicans as well. And to your point, and to the point of lots of the pundits and the talking heads, it was like, man, talk to me about what it's like for me to provide for my wife, my kids, my whatever it may be, husband or whatever it may be. Talk about prices, and I really do feel, again, because I would get this sideways look, because the name does end in a Z, and some folks say, well, how do you feel about the border, Mike, and immigration and that sort of thing? I was like, listen, we're a nation of laws. And that affects everyone, the economy, schools. It also affects, when not to say that everyone that was coming in, that has been coming in is from Latin America or whatnot, but it could be from anywhere, whether it was some European countries or whatever it be. Where are they going to assimilate? They're going to go to those places, where there's the folks, whether the ethnicity. So it's going to affect my people, so to speak, or whoever's people. And it does, whether it's at the schools, whether it's trash, whether it's hotels, handing these things out. And people just wanted to hear common sense. I mean, not that Trump always brings common sense, but there's common sense. Talk about the, economy and bring that, forget the identity politics and all that other nonsense and the name calling.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, Mike. I think Trump just did a much better job of speaking, with all the silliness, a lot of silliness on Trump's side as well.
Oh, yeah.
Trump did a much better job speaking to the issues people are concerned about. I mean, this whole idea that Black and Hispanic voters were going to just vote for Kamala Harris because they're spoon-fed this line repeatedly that Trump is racist and that he's a threat to democracy. I find it so insulting to think that the punditocracy people on MSNBC, people running the Harris campaign, thought that was a better strategy than actually providing solutions to the very real struggles that people are facing. Don't worry about inflation. Just don't vote for the threat to democracy. Don't worry about immigration and the fact that a lot of cities are having a difficult time getting to the influx of migrants. As long as you can talk about, a threat to democracy and that guy is racist. Don't worry about the fact that crime is rising in a lot of places and violent crime is a big concern to a lot of people. As long as you can talk about, hey, that guy had a comedian that made jokes in Puerto Rico. I mean,
bad joke, but yeah.
That they spent 3 days non-stop analyzing the joke of a comedian that I've never even heard of, rather than responding to what people were actually concerned about.
Yeah. Hitchcliff, I was actually watching the Rogan podcast, and he's talking with Smith, another comedian. It's funny how these comedians are really being able to take the ground floor with these podcasts. And I forget the guy's first name. It's Smith, and they happen to call Heathcliff up. Dave Smith, there you go. Yeah, great guy, smart, and just talking. And again, and I bring this up for that reason. And Hinchcliffe, he's like, oh, thank God, because I thought this was going to be the downside of me telling that joke, and it was the middle of the day. Well, he goes through the whole thing, but again, it's a joke, a bad one. Let it go. This was not what it was about. the thing that really upset me the most when around, not so much even on the radio here, but talking with family, friends, and being out in places, was that if you want to bring something up, such as that immigration or whatever it was, right away you're a racist. I was like, well, why? Just because I don't agree with you, what you're saying? That I think has to be tapered down, and that comes from this MSNBCs and Fox as well, and the others as well. That has to be tapered down. I think we spoke about it before. I'm not a racist. I'm talking about immigration. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, again, I think it's insulting to assert that black families and Hispanic families aren't just as concerned about
Right.
paying their bills and State Street
It's insulting.
as everybody else is, right? I think it's more racist that folks are going to vote
Yeah.
because you tell them that guy doesn't do right by your ethnicity instead of voting for what's going to be good for the country overall and what's going to be good for your family. So, the thing you done just a minute ago, I think is such an interesting one. And it's one that I spend a lot of time talking about on the radio, which is that you've got to get out of this idea of, letting politics divide people.
Yeah.
And, I think that part of the problem is, and I just talked about this morning, is that when we get together with loved ones or a Thanksgiving or New Year's Eve or whatever your favorite holiday is, instead of actually listening to what the other person says, folks wait for their turn to talk. And that gets nobody anywhere. So I think people across the political spectrum would be much better served if they actually listen to what the other person is saying and why they're feeling a certain way, rather than simply thinking it as an obstacle that they get to be fucked.
Yeah, to your point, you hit it right on. And before we go to the break, very quickly, Frank, it doesn't have to be that quickly, touch on it. With all the appointments and whatnot that's going on with Trump doing what he's doing again this time around, I kind of think it helped him out that he didn't win that second election and being able to work this out now and finding the men and women. And again, everybody's not going to agree and be hunky dory and move along. And there's nothing wrong whether it's Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Bill Clinton, Ronald Reagan, to bring folks that are going to be like-minded, maybe loyal in the sense of what we're doing. What do you think about that? How it's moving along? I know it usually does with presidents coming in, presidents elect, but the pace of it.
In terms of the cabinet,
Yes, sir. Cabinet.
yeah, and so I have some that I really like, right? My absolute favorite is Tulsi Gabbard, right? And she is someone that I would have voted for president. In fact, I loved her as president candidate when she ran 4 years ago. I was actually hoping she would end up at state or at Senate. Trump is kind of a wild card that I don't know how it's going to work out. Pete Hegseth,
Yeah.
that, it's an unorthodox pick, but political career has been about tearing down existing institutions that people have rejected. So is it a shock that he's not going to reshuffle the same deck of cards and do something a bit different? So I don't know how it's going to work out. I hope it's going to work out. He certainly, my big problem with Texas, he's way too handsome for something that handsome on television in a defense capacity. But some I have less, I'm less thrilled about, Marco Rubio, for instance, and
Obama.
as the head of CNI. I think those are more conventional,
Right.
Content, and I'm hoping to go more in a Tulsi Gabbard direction. But ultimately, people are trying to read the tea leaves of how foreign policy is going to go. Oh, because he picked Huckabee, because he picked, Tulsi Gabbard. The thing with Trump is, and I think we saw this from his first term, is that he has a lot of diverse points of view around him, and ultimately, he's going to be the one setting politics. So if Rubio doesn't agree with him on Russia or on Iraq or Syria, that's fine. as long as he's still going to be implementing Trump's policy. I think one of the problems with the first all the people that he appointed, they were actively subverting his agenda.
Yeah.
It's great to have people with different points of view, as long as when Trump makes a decision, they are finally going to do what he says. Others, they turn with border security.
Holman, yeah.
I really love Holman. I like Stephen Miller. And honestly, I know this is going to be very controversial, but I'd love to think of Matt Gaetz. I recognize why a lot of people are upset about it. But I'll try to get you on.
Yeah. Great point. That's right. Hey, folks, we're talking with Frank Morano, 77 WABC, also here at WOND. Let's talk to that. What's going on with the mayor, and as well as what's happening there. Bring it back to us home, and we'll talk a little AC as well.
I don't know what's going to happen with that. The rumor is that there's going to be a superseding indictment, and I don't know what's going to be included in the superseding indictment. As of now, he's scheduled to go on trial in April of next year. But I don't know if that's I don't know if that's right before his June primary, and that is something that the advocacy people are very upset about. They actually want a speedier trial.
Yeah.
Usually, 3 years of push this trial back as long as they can. But in this case, they are actually pushing for it to be, as quickly as possible. So I don't know where it goes. But the rumor is that Trump is very sympathetic to what Adams is going through. I'm sure Matt Gaetz, given what he's listening to rigor of the Department of Justice, if he ends up getting first, I think that he'll be sympathetic to what Adams is going through. So if the rumor is that if he gets convicted, maybe Trump will pardon him, maybe he'll pardon the conviction, or maybe he'll just have the U.S. attorney drop the charge. I don't know where it goes, obviously, but politically, I think it's very difficult to figure out July.
Yes. Listen, we'll stay in tact with that with you. And when it comes to pardons, I mean, let's touch on it. You brought it up. I have it here in my notes with the president's son. I mean, how do you feel about that if he doesn't do it himself with Mayor-elect Trump doing that? Pardon him. No, not you. Right.
But there is really a relationship between Hunter and Joe, given what they've been together in terms of family tragedy, in terms of drugs. And honestly, I think Joe, right there, wrongly, blames himself and to get back into the political arena for a lot of what Hunter's going through now. So I could actually, I guarantee this is going to happen. Whatever anybody says, I definitely.
And to your point, for you, for me, I mean, I would have to say if I was in that position, I would have to do it for my son, right? I mean, come on. And if for some small reason that wouldn't, I believe that Trump would actually do it himself. If he didn't, like, I really would. And not just saying Trump would do it. I think it would be the right thing to do when it comes to the families and whatnot. You got to pay your taxes, got to do what you got to do, but to show some form of compassion, I don't know.
Yeah, I can see it also. I think you saw that on display yesterday. Trump basically said that politics is a tough business.
Oh yeah.
Ultimately, I think he kind of acknowledged himself, he's going to get elected. But then once you're elected, you can focus on government. So I agree with you.
So yeah, there you go. So listen, recently, yeah, was able to see you, meet up with the family. Your visit to Atlantic City, folks. We're talking with Frank Morano, New York City. I love AC. I love New York. What did you venture around? Did you get yourself in any trouble besides on the table?
Not really. I had a great this week. I played
Right. Hey, Frankie, listen, let's catch up. We got to go. We got about 20 seconds. Let folks know where they can find you and your work, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll do it again next Thursday. I love it. Thank you, Frankie. Tell everyone I said hello, New York City. We love you here in South Jersey, the Jersey Shore. Live, work, play. AC and the AC Mike Show. Frank Morano. Thank you, brother. Be well. Folks, stay tuned for Dan Klein up next.
This fishing report is sponsored by Scott Scott, 9211
Bob Fishing, with South Jersey's recognized authority on the world of fishing.
South Jersey from forecast skiing along each other and shore. Here's what's going on. Striped bass continue to move into South Jersey.